Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. We're looking at this 2013 Troy-Bilt again for the third time. It came in a group of 3 for $45. I got 3 junk mowers along with some various parts, gas cans, and a couple of bags. My friend Matt, who's the two-cycle vintage motorcycle guru of Manatee County, including Holmes Beach, Samoset, Myakka, and Oniko, brought me this 700 watt generator. I'm going to try to mess with this thing, see why it won't start. He said he got fed up with it, it wouldn't start. I'm going to go through it. It's probably a carb thing. I think he thinks I'm a generator expert. So we'll mess with that. Maybe I'll do a video on it. So the deal with this 2013, here's the Troy-Bilt model number, 11 Alpha 230711. My favorite convenience store. You can get a Slurpee for a reasonable price. So I've kind of screwed around with this thing today. I went through my junk mower section. I pulled a bunch of parts that I needed: backing plate, another tank, another carburetor. So let me show you what I think the deal is. I'm no fire marshal Bill, but I'm going to show you what I believe was the root cause of this explosion. So took the carb off. I had shown you the carb in the last video. You had seen one of the sides of the bowl was loose, the other side was tight. I went ahead and took the screws off because I used the cartridge in this aftermarket carb. I removed the Chinese cartridge. I put the original cartridge in this to try to start it. I figured I'd keep that original. So what the deal is one of the screws was right. This is the right screw. You've got the flathead washer built in, and this was not the right screw. You can see the difference in sizes. This smaller screw is the screw that goes here into the backing plate through to the carburetor. So when I went to pop this bowl off, the side with this smaller screw, it just lifted up. It just lifted out of the plastic. It had no meat on it to grab any of the plastic, so I believe the bowl came loose on one side, maybe dripped out gas due to this not being tight with the proper screw. So there you go. Fire Marshal Bill to the rescue. So you recall they threw a bunch of sand on this. I washed this off. Since I had it stripped down with the plug out, I went ahead and did a valve adjustment on it. I figured I was this far into it with the plug out. I got it to TDC, did a valve adjustment. Went to my scrap section. I had picked up this recoil on a pressure washer, actually. So it doesn't say Murray or Boland's, it just says Briggs and Stratton. That'll help me out when I sell it, because the bag says Troy-Bilt on it. I couldn't use this Murray recoil because the two pawls, one seems to be stuck or not working. It's off track, or actually this looks like this white piece broke here. The spring could be missing as well. Yeah, this thing's just flopping around. I think that's what the deal is this is cracked. So I could probably salvage this. I have some backup parts to these recoils. So found the right tank for this. Clean this out. We got a little ratty rat scratch there. I should have brought the rats out. Here's the original recoil. All this is burnt up. All this is burnt up. So this thing was cooking with fire. Hose, rubber hose here, kind of compromised. The outer rubber here is missing. So let me put you back up on the stand. I do have an air filter to put on, and I stole this off of another machine. Ready, start, blah, blah, blah. Just pull for power, no prime, no choke, yada, yada, yada. So when I was washing this off, I had the carb off. I think a little water got into the oil. So what I may do after this is do an oil change just to be sure. So this cover here isn't cooperating. I might have to get another cover. It's not tight. Anyway, I'll mess with that. I might have to get another cover. So still got to get a cable. I got my safety brake linkage compressed with a some vice grips. So let's move on with this thing. Fuel it. Put the recoil on it. There is a little bit of water in there, I believe. So if this thing does start, I still have to paint the engine case. Degrease it one more time, paint the engine case, and we should be good to go. I just want to see if this thing's going to start for us. I'm thinking 140 with the bag if it starts. I don't know what the blade looks like. We may have to put a new blade on it. Any standard pusher with the bag, I've been getting 140. Okay, let me get a little gas. Have you guys taken in any engines that have been on fire? I think with the engines being more plasticky now, you're going to have more damaged parts. The other issue is I noticed this earlier. This wheel is cockeyed. I'm going to have to remove the wheel and straighten out the bracket. You can see it's tweaked. This one here is straight. This one's cockeyed. So that'll be added to my things to do list. Auto choke. Let's pull on it and see if it starts. I put an RC12YC plug in it. Seems to be idling kind of low. I'm going to let the auto choke warm up and see if it increases RPM. We might have to make an adjustment. The auto choke is slowly opening, full open choke. Okay, so that turned out well. It seemed to have a low idle. I did wait for the choke, automatic choke, to open up. I moved the tab to the front, the governor slash throttle linkage spring tab. I moved that to the front to increase RPMs. So this thing started. I did see a little moisture in the air breather tube, so I'll do an oil change on this. I see some condensation in the tube. I've got to adjust the wheel, and I got to turn this thing over and look at the blade. Okay, blade is severely nicked. There's a lot of damage to the blade. Wow, pretty rough. This side too. It was hitting so much stuff, it kind of curled the metal upwards. There's a little back edge right there. No leak from the oil seal. What else? Not a bad looking underside. No big scaly rust, just some surface rust. And no vibration. I didn't feel any vibration. So I don't know if this is going to be salvageable. It'll take me a little time to try to get an edge on this. It might just be easier to throw another blade on it. So I'll go along, tighten up all the 10s here, 5 in the front, and then come along here and do these 5, no 6 actually, 3 on this side, and then there'll be 3 on the bottom side. So this tank came off a 2018 machine. The machine I took it off of, I think the crankshaft was bent beyond repair, so I was able to get parts for this 2013 Troy-Bilt. Okay, that's all I got for you. Kind of was messing around with this thing today, tracking down parts. It seemed to work. We're not finished yet. We still got a little bit more to go, but we're getting close on the 2013 Troy-Bilt. It's the 11 Alpha 230711 is the model number. I'll do one more degreasing, let it dry, and paint the case with some gloss black. I'll paint all this so it looks nicer, and I think the deck's going to clean up nice too. We'll get that to shine. Looks like we got all the hubcaps. No, we're missing the one that bowed out, so they hit something here and the hubcap knocked off. I just take a big pipe wrench and once the tire's off, straighten it out. And this doesn't seem to be fitting. I got to get another cover for it. Anyway, thanks for coming out. Fire Marshal Bill and myself appreciate you checking out this fire unit. I think I know what it was. Not the right screws here on the bowl. So this is one of those instances where it makes a difference. Luckily, they threw 3 pounds of sand on this thing and extinguished the fire. As always, tip your waitress and wait staff. Thanks for coming out today. Appreciate it. We'll go down the line, see what these other turds are going to do to us. The 3-legged dog and the deck that's rusted in half on the Troy-Bilt. Come back and see me tomorrow. Thanks. You guys are awesome for liking and subscribing. This was an interesting one here for sure. Have a good day.